One morning you wake up and suddenly understand taxes, relationships, careers, insurance, mortgages, politics, how much pasta you're supposed to cook for one person. What the fuck did I care about? I mean, every time when I take pasta and put it inside of any plates or something like this, I always think that if they put it in one pocket, why? It might be more than for one person, because I live alone. Why not like with sausage, for example, where you're one, two, three? Why not just do this like with pasta, for example? It could be very nice to me and for you, I think also. It's like, for example, guys, another is very certain thing in my life, that ice cream. Yeah, everybody take it and go outside and just walking around in the streets in a nice weather, for example, and do it and eat this. But be serious, guys. You have so many products just walking inside with ice cream around. I mean, like, for example, sausage. It's not so big, it's not so small. You can take this and go around and eat. It's nice. It's nice, yeah. Or banana. For example, banana. You can buy it in any market and go around and also eat it. It's a very nice alternative product. Instant, for example, typical ice cream. To me, it's very strange, really. I don't know what about like for you, but for me, it's very, very strange. I think so, always, and I never understand why people don't use it. The possibility to eat something more than just ice cream. Ice cream for me, it's like a big cliche from any movie. Yeah, and it's always like, oh, I wanna eat something. Oh, let's go for ice cream. Why no one say, oh, let's go for banana? It's nice. I wanna eat some. Yeah, it could be very nice, and I don't know really. I don't know what happened with people, with the generations that people don't use that possibility, an opportunity, for example. Okay, everything. And then you actually become an adult. And nothing happens, really. Nothing happens. Let me check my microphone also, sorry. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, and nothing happens usually. No manual, no notification saying, congratulations, you now understand the life. Really? You're basically the same person. You're just older, slightly more tired, and people suddenly expect you to know what you are doing. And I think one of the funniest discoveries of adulthood is realizing nobody really knows. Some people know more than others, and some people are more expertized. Yeah, and some people just smart. Yeah, we're all making decisions with incomplete information always. We are guessing, we're experimenting, we're churning our minds always, and then somehow when we tell the story later, we make it sound like there was a plan, really. There wasn't any plan, and it's very funny always how it really in the real life. Yeah, and tonight, I want to talk about exactly that. Yeah, are we all just making up as we go? And if we are, maybe that's not a failure. Maybe it's literally how life works. This is a Kazi Chaos Life podcast. I'm Michael Swetly, and tonight, apparently, it's just me, yeah, which actually feels very appropriate for an episode, but having absolutely no idea what's going on. Oh, let me check. Let me check um, our live. Yeah, it works. Why? My bro just texts me that no, he just don't see any live. Okay, let's continue. Okay, okay. Yeah. Let me again repeat the main phrase of this um, intro. Yeah. And tonight, apparently, just me, Michael Swetly. You're listening to Kazi Chaos Live podcast exclusively on Adulthood.uk, international streaming platform, and which actually feels very approachable for an episode about having absolutely no idea what's going on. Okay, let's talk firstly about the great lie of adulthood. I think one of the biggest lies we actually tell children is that adulthood is a destination. Really, destination, guys. You grow up, you become an adult. Done. What's more? You just live in this, but that doesn't feel like that. Really, there is no moment where you suddenly become a finished person. For example, I think most of us are just caring about around younger versions of themselves all the time, always in something. Sometimes just I'm going something completely normal. Yeah. You just dealing with work, organizing something, talking to somebody about something serious. Yeah. And somewhere in my head, it's like there is still a voice saying, "Why are they asking me always? Where is the actual adult?" And then you realize, oh, apparently I'm the adult, yeah. That's terrible news, guys. It's terrible news, as I tell you. And the really same thing is that the people we taught at everything figure out probably felt actually the same. The same. Our parents, our teachers, our bosses or any jobs, um, people running companies always, people running countries, as you see every day, for example, in any airport. I would say experience matters very, very, very. But experience doesn't mean suddenly, sorry. It just means you've been confused more times and hopefully learn something from it. Yeah, really. If just talk about we love pretending there was a plan. Everybody like be in control. I mean, like you just meet your friend and say, oh, you know what we do, for example, today, and he'll say, yeah, I know, man. Okay, in the morning we go to the toilet, in the daytime we go to the lunch, for example, an Alaulu restaurant or any other bar, and after this we go to Disneyland. You just say, oh my god, he knows everything, he knows this, okay, I might go for him. Yeah, because we have any feeling that he controls the situation, he controls this his life, and he knows always what he'll do tomorrow. Yeah, and it's very fun, but also I know some people that they just, oh, where we go, why need I know about somewhere. Let's just walk and find something. No, where go? I just want to know where you go. Oh, Tamara, what happened with you, Nicole, or I don't know, for example, Natasha? Oh yeah, and they always like, oh, not every, but sometimes you can meet this type of people and say, "Oh, what's plan? Or what's your thing about?" But why did I do it? What the fuck? I don't need to do nothing for this. Just, for example, me, one of the person that more prefer just walk and find something like just imagination. You just go somewhere. Oh, interesting restaurant. Why just go inside and just taste their food or drinks. It's very interesting. It's like wow. It's like something not usual. And for me, it's okay. For some people, no. But for the third type of this, they just oh no. I'll go only this place that you say me. But why need I know about it? It's your problem. I just wanna go somewhere, and I will find my way. Yeah, funny. Nice. Okay. About love pretending there was a plan. I think human beings naturally very good storytellers. Yeah, especially when we tell the story of our own lives. If you ask someone successful about their career, the story often sounds beautifully organized. Yeah. First I did this, then I realized this, then I moved here, then I met the person, then I start this project, and tomorrow I go to the toilet. Yeah, what happened with people? Then I start this project, for example, and eventually I got it here. Yeah, it just sounds like Google Maps voice dictator. Yeah. Turn left, continue for 3 years, and take the second exit. Yeah, congratulations, you have reached your successful life. What the fuck is happening with them? I don't know, but I'm pretty sure the reality usually look completely different to each other. Yeah, maybe you look at job because you needed money. Maybe maybe somebody randomly introduced you to someone. Maybe you moved somewhere because another plan failed, or maybe you started something because you're bored, and you say, I just start from this. I want something exotic. I gonna want somewhere. And okay, let's make the plan. Let's go to Disneyland, or let's go to Africa, or let's go to I don't know, Montevideo or Casablanca. Let's go somewhere, and you just say, okay, let's go, my hero. Yeah. Um. What can I say more? Maybe you just started something because you bored. Maybe you got rejected from the thing you actually wanted, and 20 years later, all those accidents become a beautiful story to everybody. Yeah, it could be nice. Your son will ask you, "Oh, Dad, what could you say me about?" And you just say, "Oh, I was in Africa tomorrow." Was in Africa tomorrow? Yeah, why not? And tomorrow he just go to airport and fly somewhere. And he say, "I told you." Yeah, it could be very funny. Yeah, and I say was, because I say was. Yeah. What's more? We can edit the dots backwards, but you know, when you're actually living through all of it, there is no thoughts. This is just Tuesday. You just live your life, and someday you just got okay. It's not just life. It's life. Yeah. You just talk about the 5 year plan. Is kids of insane, for example. There is a classic question at the same moment. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Every time when you go to any interview, you can listen to this phrase. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? What the fuck you wanna listen about? Don't listen about. Don't ask me. But okay, you wanna know. Yeah. I always found this question very strange. Fascinating. Yeah, because 5 years is an incredibly long time. I could I could go tomorrow be in Buenos Aires or maybe Istanbul or New York. I don't know where I go tomorrow. But you just asked me about 5 years? Are you serious? You're not serious. Cause if the man in your interview just say you I'm serious, just say him, no baby, you are not serious. I know that I know. You know that you know. Goodbye, baby. Yeah, just like this. Yeah, because it's very, 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 very incredibly long time. Think about who you were 5 years ago, guys. Think about what you wanted. Think about the people you knew. And think about what you were worried about. Now imagine a version of you trying to accurately predict your life today. Exactly. Yeah, and yet we're expected to confidently describe 2031, for example. Yeah, I can barely predict what mood I'm going to be in the Monday. Of course, having direction is useful. Absolutely, having goals is useful. But I think there is a difference between having a direction, for example, and believing you can control the entire road. You can say, I want to move towards this. It makes sense, very makes sense, but saying my life must look exactly like this in 5 years. Life doesn't care about it, it's only your minds. Why are you talking about it and why are you thinking about? Just take it and put it in the trash and live your best life. Life doesn't care about it, yeah, really. Life is going to introduce us, for example, three random people, one terrible decision, an unaccepted opportunity, a global event, a delayed flight, and probably some completely unnecessary emotional crisis. Good luck, good luck with the spreadsheets. It would be really spreadsheets after this shit, yeah. As I think about it, yeah, I don't know about your minds, but if you have your absolutely great minds about this topic today, you can leave your comments, your minds in our comments on Instagram or YouTube 8-8. I remind you, and you can find us everywhere. Nice. Okay, let's go more. How much our life is actually accidental? Think about the people closest to you guys. How did you meet them? Really, think about it. How many of those meetings required a very specific chain of events? Someone events you somewhere, you decide to go, you almost stay home, someone else, but someone. You started talking, and suddenly this random person becomes part of your life for years. That's insane, really insane. Careers work like this too. Cities, relationships, friendships, entire chapters of our lives sometimes been because of decisions we considered completely unimportant. Yeah, and meanwhile, we spent 3 weeks thinking about some other decision that ultimately change absolutely nothing. I think humans are terrible at knowing which moments are important while they're happening. The important moments really announce themselves. It's really. There's no dramatic music. Nobody says, Michael, pay attention. This conversation will become extremely important in approximately 14 months. It's usually just another day, and only later do you understand. Really? Why do we need anything to have a reason? Why? That's where it gets interesting. Something happens, and immediately we ask, why? Why? Why did this happen? Why did I meet this person? Why did this opportunity disappear? Why didn't that relationship works? Why did it end up here? And sometimes there's an answer. Yeah, but only sometimes. There's just ill and we hate that human being this like randomness. Yeah, we want cause an effect. We want the universe to explain itself, and we want to believe that everything is leading somewhere. Maybe sometimes it is, maybe, but maybe sometimes things just happen, and then we decide what they mean. I actually find the idea more interesting. Because if everything already has a meaning, we're just discovering it. But if things happen and we create meaning afterward, then we're just participating in the study. Yeah. Okay, I'm here. Let's continue our dialogue, guys. Let's talk about everything happens for a reason. This phrase is fashion because people usually say it after something terrible happens. Nobody wins $10 million and says everything happened for a reason. No. They always say, I'm buying a house, for example. For example, one second. Okay. Yeah, and they just say, I'm buying a house. They don't say, everything happens for a reason. Because it could be very strange to you, guys. It's always something like this. But when something goes wrong, suddenly we become philosophers, and maybe that's useful for us also. Maybe saying everything happens for a reason. It's actually a statement about the universe. Maybe it's a survival mechanism. Maybe what we really mean is I hope one day I can turn this into something that makes sense. Yeah, and I think that's actually beautiful. Not everything needs to happen for a reason, but maybe we can give things a reason afterward. Maybe, but maybe not. Everyone else look like they have it together. This is probably one of the biggest modern problems, I think so. You see someone online, for example, me, or new job, new apartment, new relationship, new business, another country, just smiling, uh, beautiful lighting, cave, laptop, caption. Yeah, we can continue very long times at least. So grateful for this new chapter. And you're sitting somewhere thinking, I ate cheese directly from the package for dinner. Am I losing at life? But we are comparing completely different things. We compare our package with somebody else's trailer, for example. You don't see there, and suddenly you don't see the conversations before the announcement, and you don't see the mistakes. Um, you don't see them staring at the setting at 3 a.m. thinking, what the hell I'm doing? And what the fuck is the funniest thing? Somebody might be looking at your life thinking exactly the same thing. It's really like that. Also, I just want to remind the main topic of this episode today that we're talking about and thinking about. And our topic is are we all just making up as we go? And you're listening live podcast Kazi Cares, and we continue with you, your host Mike Swetly. Let's continue. What about confidence? Is sometimes just good acting. Yeah. There are people who walk into a room and immediately look like they know exactly what's happening. And I've slowly learned that sometimes they do. They really do, yeah. And sometimes they just walking confidently, yeah. That's it. Confidence is fascinating because we often assume confident people have more information. Not necessarily. Sometimes they simply have a higher tolerance for being wrong. And honestly, that can be incredibly useful, for example, because sometimes the only way to learn something is say, yeah, I can probably do that. And then immediately go home and Google how to do that. How if I can do that? I think a surprising amount of human progress has happened this way, and it could be why not? We just wait to feel ready. Yeah, this might be one of the biggest traps. We tell ourselves, "I'll do, I'll do it when I'm ready." So wait, ready. For example, guys, recently I just talked with my friend from my homeland, my classmate, yeah, and I just text. Oh, I just chill in China or somewhere. For what you go there? For what you go there? I say, cause why not? I have opportunity to go there. I have a mood to go there, and why not? And she say, we need to go when we need to go. We need to wait where we're ready to go. If you don't see any mark from a God about you are ready to go, you just don't go. I say, what the fuck you talking about? She say, nothing. Yeah, yeah. Very strange, very strange. Yeah, this might be one of the biggest traps to me. Um, we tell ourselves, I'll do it when I'm ready. I'll just start when I understand more. I'll move when I feel confident. I'll launch it when everything is perfect. But when nobody can answer you, or if he or she can answer you, it could be very big faults. Yeah, because nobody knows about it. Yeah, it just depends from any more factors, everyday life. But what if really isn't a feeling as it comes before, for example, doing something? What if readiness come afterward? You do the thing, you survive, you learn, and then your brain goes, oh, apparently we can do that. Maybe confidence is just a memory, and you just say, oh yeah, that's great. Memory of situations you once thought you couldn't handle. Yeah. Let me check the times that we go. Wow, it's around already 1 hour. Wow, so fast, guys, very fast. I thought it could be more, but I think already in couple months we'll finish. Yeah, because it's already 1 hour I'm talking with you. It's not so easy, guys. It's not so easy, but very fast. Funny. It's funny. Okay, let me drink some drink. Nice. The terrifying freedom of you decide. There is a phrase that sounds wonderful until someone actually says it to you. It's your decision. Great, thanks. Very helpful. Because freedom is romantic when it's theoretical. But actual freedom means responsibility. Yeah. Nobody stops you from moving to another country, besides your parents, for example, or close friends, or maybe memories. Because also nobody stops you from changing careers. Yesterday you were like a cook, tomorrow like I don't know, like marketing specialist or anybody more. Yeah, nobody stops you from studying something ridiculous, and nobody occurrence it will work. Yeah. Sometimes I think what we really want isn't freedom. Yeah, we want freedom with instructions. Always like, do whatever you want, Michael. Here are the correct answer. Unfortunately, life doesn't offer this package. Sorry, Michael. Go ahead. What the fuck? I have only one question. I think on the cover for this episode of the podcast, I need to just make what the fuck and my face like. And we will do nice cover, Michael, for YouTube, for example. Yeah, we really we're terrified of the wrong timeline always. I think a lot of actually comes from this invisible idea that there is a correct timeline. Yeah, by this age, career, by this age, money, by this age, relationship, and by this age, house. By this age, you should understand yourself. Yeah. And when reality doesn't match the shadow, we start thinking something went wrong. But whose shadow is this? Who created it? Because people start over at 25 years, maybe, or 35, or maybe 45 or 60. People discover this late, very late. People lose these things early. People take strange roads also, and sometimes the detour becomes the entire story. Maybe being behind only makes sense if everybody is going to the same destination, and really we are not. Yeah. Maybe there is no real you, and we talk a lot about finding ourselves. Yeah, I need to find myself. Where, man? Where, in the toilet or where in the Jupiter? Where? Or in the movie? Where you wanna find yourself? It's a very strange thing. Where? Did we lose ourselves at the airport? No. Maybe there isn't a complete version of you hiding somewhere. Maybe ideally isn't something you find. Maybe it's something you build. You start things. Some fit, some don't. You meet people. You borrow pieces from them. Yeah. You change opinions. And you just say, what the fuck? You embarrass yourself. You develop tests. You abound tests. Yeah, and you become obsessed with something for 6 months. And then never mention again. And slowly, somehow a person appears. And then the person changes too. Yeah. We're all different people around different people. We need to understand this. Yeah, this is another thing that makes the idea on one fixed and thinly complicated, I think. You are not actually the same person with everyone. Yeah. There is a version of you around family, this version about old friends, the version at work, the version on a first date, for example, the version at 2 a.m. with the 3 people who know way too much about you. Yeah, which one is the real you? Probably all of them. Maybe ideally isn't one solid thing. Maybe we're more like playlists. Different situations bring different songs to the top. Always. So, in the last minds for this episode, most decisions just are reversible. Yeah, this is something I wish people said more often. Yeah, we treat decisions like they're permanent. Yeah, should I take this job? Should I move somewhere? Should I study there? I don't know, and obviously some decisions have serious consequences, yeah. But surprising numbers of decisions can be changed. You can quit, you can move your brain, you can stop, you can restart, you can admit this was a terrible idea. That sentence is incredibly powerful because sometimes the real mistake isn't choosing badly. Yeah. It's spending 5 years defending the choice become you are embarrassed to change your mind. And sometimes quitting is the smart decision. Yeah, we romanticize persistence. Never give up, keep going, believe in yourself, great. But sometimes something is simply not working, yeah, and continuing isn't bravely, it's just stubbornness. Yeah, the difficult part is knowing the difference because quitting too early can destroy something that needed time. But refusing to quit uh, can trap inside something that's already ended. Yeah. And unfortunately, once again, nobody gives us you the answer. Oh, sorry, 1 second. Synchro. But refusing to quit can trap you inside something that already ended. And unfortunately, once again, nobody gives you answer. You have to make it up as you go, which is becoming as him tonight. Yeah, really, advice is weird. People love giving advice. Take risks, be careful, follow your heart, think logically, never give up. Know when to walk away. Be yourself. Change yourself. Thank you, humanity. Very clear. This problem with advice is that people give you conclusions from their lives. Yeah, and then you have to decide whether these conclusions apply to yours. Sometimes they go, they do. Sometimes they obviously don't. So maybe advice shouldn't be treated like instructions. Maybe it should be treated like evidence. Yeah, one person is. Yeah, one person uh, tried something. This happened. Interesting. Yeah, very interesting. Add it to the database and continue living. Nice life. Yeah. Yeah. The things that go wrong often becomes the best stories. Yeah, by the way. It's last mind. Nobody tells stories about the completely normal flight. For example, I arrived at the airport. The plane departed of me on time. I watched a movie. Then I arrived. Fantastic. Yeah, nothing is calling. The stories we remember usually the disasters we got lost. Yeah, really, we missed something. Sometimes misunderstood something. Yeah, it's really sad, but it's cool. We missed something. Somebody misunderstood something. The hotel was terrible. The plan collapsed. And at the time it was horrible. But later it becomes more better. For example, remember that flight? It was not bad. Something happens there. What happens there? Oh, my plan has changed. Oh, really? Yeah, it's something like this. We spend so much energy trying to make life go perfectly. Yeah. But perfection is rarely memorable. Yeah. Chaos is. Which is probably why this podcast is called Kazi Chaos and not Kazi Everything went according to Shadow. Okay, so I think we're finishing. What can I say? Maybe life was never something we were supposed to completely understand. Yeah, maybe There isn't a moment where everything finally clicks. There will always be another decision, another person, another opportunity, another goodbye, another version of you, another moment when you think, okay, what now? And maybe that question isn't evidence that something went wrong. Maybe that question is life. Because when you look backward, something strange happens, yeah, always. All those random decisions start connecting the mistakes, the people, the places, the opportunities you missed, the opportunities you almost ignored, the things you desperately wanted that never happened, and the things you never planned that become incredibly important to you or to me or other guys. Suddenly it looks like a story, but maybe the story only exists because we're looking backwards while we live it. There is no script, there is just next scene. And honestly, I think I'm becoming more comfortable with it. Yeah, I don't need to know exactly where everything goes. I don't need every strange period of life to immediately make sense. And I definitely don't need to pretend I have everything figured out because apparently nobody does. Yeah, some people just have better calendars, and it's great. Why not? This was a Cozy Chaos Live podcast. Um, yeah, I repeat. This was Cozy Chaos Live podcast. I'm Michael Swetly, and if you're listening to this while wondering whether everyone else somehow received instruction for life that you missed, they didn't. We are all guessing, we are all adapting, we are all rewriting the plan. We are all just making it up as we go. Maybe that isn't the scary part. Maybe that's what makes the whole thing interesting. See you next time. It was, again, Kazi Chaos Live Podcast, actually on adulthood.uk. Subscribe on our new updates on our social media, for example, Instagram, or our website, or our YouTube channel, adulthood.uk.